What a Mickey Mouse show. This is getting more and more embarrassing. Negative rubbish. Not for me, Jeff.
On a Fulham tour that you actually ended up in hospital.
Sprinted back, shirt was off, I'm ready at the side of the pitch, like, just get me on.
What is a drunk tank?
It was a dream come true, you know.
My opinion on it is you don't give up on your country, let your country give up on you.
I was going to cancel my wedding.
Kobbie, do you fancy it? Yeah, go on.
I've done it.
I've never been for Harry Kane to be England captain.
Who are you?
Who are you?
Hiding behind his jumper. Ben White has let the nation down.
Gates of hell.
Unbelievable! Oh, we've never seen anything like it on the tap-in.
Happy as Gary.
Hello and welcome to episode 10 of the Sun's new football show, bringing you a fan-focused look at our beautiful game. I'm Pugh.
I'm Izzy Barker and this is SunSport Tap-In.
Oh yeah! Woohoo! You're the tap-in.
We are all about the fans on the Tap-In, but this week we're joined by someone who has been there, done it, got the T-shirt, working his way up the leagues and leaving a huge mark on English football, as well as a die-hard England fan who knows Gareth Southgate's side inside and out.
That is right. One made his England debut against Ghana in 2011 and helped Wolves to a glittering run to seal in Premier League promotion in 2009, making a whopping 164 appearances for the club, and not to mention looking absolutely ripped on the cover of Attitude magazine. The other made his debut drinking pints in the Wembley Concourse for his first ever England game in 2014, and he sung 3 lines in nearly every major European plaza, including when he got put in a drunk tank in Poland. It's former England, West Ham and Wolves midfielder Matt Jarvis and England superfan Dombey!
Left, Jarvis! A debut day goal for Matt Jarvis!
And finds Jarvis, who finds the net, and it's 1 each!
Gentlemen, absolute pleasure to have you on the tap-in, and I assure you, as I seem to have to do every week, that it's not just because they've let me have another former West Ham player on the sofa. And to be fair, it definitely is because of that. But it's great to have you on. Matt, first, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Nice to be here.
Dom?
That's in my international break. So
It is international break. This is where you really come into your own.
Yeah, it's where my personality really comes out. I sort of keep myself to myself during the domestic break, as I call it.
Yeah.
And then the international period is to have fun.
I don't know if that's true, because I feel like, wasn't it on a Fulham tour that you actually ended up in hospital?
So I think it's just basically whenever I'm abroad. It just gets out of hand. But,
we'll get into why you got put in a drunk tank. But what is a drunk tank? I don't suppose you've ever been in a drunk tank, Matt.
Absolutely not. Of course not.
Don't get abs like that, getting in drunk tanks.
We'll speak after.
Listen, before we get stuck in, don't forget you can watch this week's show on YouTube and listen as a podcast. And coming up, we'll tackle the biggest stories of the week in What's the Score. We've got Honour Off Target, where a furious Dom will blow his top about football for an entire minute and try and get me and Izzy on side before we kick off the latest round of our new mystery player quiz game. Who are ya? Who are ya?
The top or terrible take section follows on before another frantic game of pressure test, where Matt tries to prove he's still got top-level ball skills and footy knowledge to match.
Right, gents, we're a fan-first show on the tap-in. I did ask you who you supported before the show, Matt, and as you put it so well, you grew up in Guildford, so naturally you're a Manchester United fan. Dom, you're an England fan first, Fulham fan secondly. Last week we had Tony Cottee and Dave Sharl on lots of furious feedback from West Ham and the Moyes out brigade after Tony Cottee warned us and everyone else to be careful what they wish for if they want David Moyes gone at West Ham. Lots of love for Dave Sharl, was there not, after his infamous roles in The Office and The In-Betweeners. But one comment in particular caught my attention last week.
It must have been a really nice one, wasn't it?
Oh, I thought it was nice, yeah. No more grief for a change about me not wearing socks. I've been peer pressured into it this week. But from Iggy Pop 666, what a Mickey Mouse show full of so-called football pundits talking down to West Ham fans while they don't even watch us play, let alone pay money out their pockets to watch this negative rubbish. That's West Ham's football, not the tap-in. Come on, Cottee, grow some balls and back the fans. Moyes out. I would just like to point out, I've had a West Ham season ticket since I was 9 and they cost a fortune and I have to pay each and every week.
So, obviously, Matt, it's great to have you on the international break. Super exciting. And you represented England 13 years ago now under Fabio Capello. Sorry for reminding you. But
There he is.
such an achievement. Obviously, the likes of Theo Walcott, James Milner around the fray at the time. But just to put it into words, how much did it mean to you, and what did it feel like getting that call up?
It's such a cliche, but it was a dream come true. You know, as a kid, that's the only thing you ever dream of is playing football, and then to represent your country and to seeing that picture, it does bring back unbelievable memories. As you say, I was at Wolves at the time. We were sort of fighting relegation, so to be picked in the England team with, like you say, the players that were ahead of me, I suppose, or as wide players in that squad, or even in the previous squads, they're all playing top six. So. Absolutely amazing. The dream of playing for your country becomes a reality. And I remember being a substitute and the second half, I'm running up and down, and you're just waiting you're looking back and you're just waiting for that call. And I was like, is that me? And they were like, yeah. And I was sprinted back, shirt was off, I'm ready at the side of the pitch, like, just get me on. And then just literally walking on the pitch and just thinking, I had a split second where I was like, I've done it. I've played for my country. No one can take this away from me. And then you sort of snap back into the game. I managed to get a quick few touches, but absolute dream.
Amazing. Dom, was that before your England supporting career started? Because it is a career, isn't it?
Yeah, it was before my full-time England sporting career. I said, when people often ask why I love watching England so much, I think a lot of it comes down to what your earliest football memories are. And mine are 5-1 against Germany, Beckham's free kick against Greece, Beckham's penalty against Argentina. And I think, it might have been different when you're in the squad. I think you see it more now. When you watch in England, whether it's at home or abroad, you're watching it with people from all over the country. And it's, for example, when you go watch West Ham week in, week out, you're seeing the same people 38 weeks a year. Whereas I see my England mates on 5 occasions throughout the year in a major tournament.
Obviously, keeping with the England theme, we can't ignore the fact that Kobbie Mainoo is on all of the back pages. A Man United whiz kid getting called up into Gareth Southgate's squad. You must think this is an exciting, move in the right direction to have Kobbie Mainoo called up. What do you think?
For me, I think that he's played his way into that squad because of his performances for Man United. He's been nothing short of brilliant, since he's got in the team for such a young player, for the way that Man United are playing at the moment, and is a bit up and down. He's been that constant that he can do everything, and for such a young player, the experience that he's already got, I don't think he's going to be fazed by being called up for England. I don't think he'll be fazed if he was in the tournament. And I think that the display against Liverpool especially has just shown that actually he does deserve to go into the first team. He was called up for the 21s, but he's by far good enough. And if you're good enough, you should be in. And he's proved that.
He did feel a little bit like he was just round the corner at St George's Park, wasn't it? So Gareth Southgate's like, I can't be bothered to get someone in from the Midlands or whatever. Kobbie, do you fancy it? Yeah, go on then, yeah. Did you, Matt, in your career then, either at international level or at club level in the Premier League, did you ever play with a youngster who burst through as sort of a teenager, a lot younger than lots of the other first-team pros whose talent was just glaringly obvious from an early level, who you're all like, whoa?
I think, the only sort of one that I would just off the top of my head think about now was when James Maddison came to Norwich. He signed from Coventry, but he was one of them they signed and went back. But he come in for training, and he was only young then, and he was just the ability and the confidence that he had. I think that's another thing that he's obviously shown. He's backed it all up now.
Certainly not shy of that now, is
Absolutely. But I suppose you need that. And he was, he come into the change room. We had quite an experienced dressing room at that time, and there's a lot of older players that have been there and done it, and he's come and sat right next to them. He was involved in all the chat, and this was when he was probably 16, 17. And then you go out on the training pitch, you're like, right, here we go. And someone fired the ball into him and he had a good touch, and you're like, okay. Yeah. And then your next one, you fired it in again, he just turned, and you were like, okay, this kid's got, And then obviously he went back to Coventry and he come back the following year and he hit the ground running.
Isabel, it's my favourite part of the show again, and it is, of course, mystery player quiz picture game. Who are you?
Who are you?
Gents, quite simple. You'll get a picture, a blurry picture of a Premier League player on the screen. You'll get 40 seconds on the clock and 4 clues as the clock counts down. The picture will also get clearer as the timer gets closer to 0. The quicker you guess, the better and the more points you get. The first clue will be the first club they ever played for. The second clue will be the last club this player ever played for. The third one is for whom they played the most Premier League games. And the fourth clue is their nationality. Is that clear?
That's clear.
Happy days.
First club, Leeds.
So obvious.
Milner.
Yes!
Oh my God! Unbelievable! Oh, we've never seen anything like it on the tap-in. Unbelievable stuff. Matt Jarvis, that is a pro athlete's ability right there. I think there was like 36 seconds left on the clock.
That was incredible.
Yes.
This is me getting 1 second on the clock.
Unbelievable. I mean,
That's me out now, though.
Yeah, absolutely. There's VAR at the moment on how many seconds were left on the clock. The suggestion is 35 and 36. Could be the quickest answer we've ever had. On Who Are You? Matt Jarvis,
Blown away.
congratulations. This is what it's like to be in the presence of sporting.
Yeah.
players.
Dom, good luck.
Yeah, Dom, yeah, get ready, mate. Okay.
First club, AFC Dronfield.
Dronfield legend.
Jamie Vardy.
Incorrect. He's already done
Keep
worse.
going.
Jarvis.
Super Johnny.
AFC Bournemouth was his last club. Look.
So clear. Remember his first goal for Dronfield?
Most Prem games, Chelsea.
Easy. Take a punt, Dom. Take a punt.
I ain't got a clue.
It's getting clearer.
Chelsea player.
10 seconds ago. He is
English. Look.
I mean, I haven't got a clue.
5. Could have a 0 point.
Come on. Guess.
I haven't got a clue, honestly.
0 points. Thank God for
Matt's
that, Jarvis.
so nice,
That's
isn't
all
he?
I'll say. Yeah, that's the only one in the world applauding.
Gary Cahill,
Unfortunately, Dominic, it was.
Gary Cahill.
It is Gary Cahill.
I
There you go.
had no recollection of him playing for Bournemouth. So.
Matt, did you know?
Only once it got slightly more clear. Then I was
What,
like, yeah,
40
got it.
seconds?
Yeah. Yeah, I only got it at 36 seconds. That's still pretty rubbish from my point of view. Right, Matt Jarvis, are you ready for player 3?
No, not after the first one.
First club, Fletcher Moss Rangers.
Easy.
Okay.
Disappointed, man.
Yeah. Talk about
Last
fall
club,
from
Brighton.
grace.
Welbeck.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's unbelievable! First guess, Jarvis, once again.
Yes.
Incredible stuff. Dom Betts hiding behind his jumper. 25 seconds on the clock
my
there. Matt, that
gosh.
was absolutely superb work. Dom, how do you feel after that?
I'm usually rubbish at these sort of things anyway, so I'm surprised I didn't get the name of the player.
Apparently so. Matt, there was an underlying clue linking all 3 of those players. Do you know what it was?
They were in the England squad with me.
That's
Yeah.
exactly that.
He made
yeah.
his debut in the same game as me.
Absolutely correct. And they've also, all 3 of them, played against Brazil, who England, of course, play this week. Gentlemen, I am delighted to tell you that as a team, you were part of it as well. Dom, an excellent effort from you. You scored a staggering 61 points on Who Are You? Pretty top of the leaderboard. Woo! What a stunning...
Yeah, dream work makes teamwork, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was the moral support you
Yeah,
provided.
exactly.
Yeah, not the fact that you got 0 points and Matt got all 61 of your points. Excellent effort indeed, gents. How do you feel, Matt? One of your greatest sporting achievements?
Yeah.
Up there, yeah, absolutely.
England cat, promotion to the Premier League, going top of the leaderboard. Yeah.
Right, this is on or off target, Matt. You've got 60 seconds to tell us about the thing you hate the most about football and why Will and I should feel exactly the same way. Then afterwards, we will tell you whether it was on or off target.
So what I'm going to say is every single person that gets called up for their country, their first cap, should be called by the manager. I think it is vitally important. That is something that has to be changed. I think Gareth Southgate does it now, but when I was playing, I got called up. Fabio Capello was the manager. I got called up by a text message by the FA. I think I've known stories that people have thought they've been called up by other players messaging them and saying that they've been called up, and for your debut for your country, finding out by text message, which is potentially someone else messaging you and it's not right, then getting a call from someone at the FA, I think you should definitely get a call by the manager. It's an honour to be called up for your country, and that is why you should be called by the manager for your first England call-up.
Oh!
I am going for on target with Matt. I remember my first England call-up well, and that emotional phone call from the manager. No, I totally agree. It must be a super special moment, and you really want to hear firsthand from the manager and really kind of embrace and enjoy that moment. Oh!
On target for me, when you receive the greatest news of your life. You've dreamed of playing for England since you were a kid, and all you get is a little WhatsApp. Not for me, Jeff. Right, gentlemen, this is the top or terrible take section, and I've sort of given up on trying to convince our guests that the creative geniuses who think of the specific titles to this section are actually creative geniuses. What we do, basically, we crassly twist the name of the manager of the team you support, in this case it's International Week, so it's England, into a couple of puns which are supposed to loosely resemble like top or terrible take. But I'll let you decide whether you're impressed or not. So, gentlemen, I would love and am delighted to introduce you to Happy as Gary or Gates of Hell. Quite a simple concept. We're going to give you 3 takes about England, and if you think they are good, you'll say that is a Happy as Gary take. If you think it's a terrible take, you'll call it a Gates of Hell take. This is getting more and more embarrassing.
We had Tony Cotty, we had Tony Cotty saying, "Oh my Daves."
Oh my Daves for David Moyes and Muy Bien. Yeah, these are really getting worse and worse as the weeks go on. So, are you ready? Do you understand the concept?
Oh, yes.
Right. England have got an absolutely superb set of attacking players, some of the most gifted forward superstars in world football. Yet Gareth Southgate is still labelled as a pragmatic, conservative manager. So many calls for him to just go all out attack. Gung-ho football is what lots of football fans want to see. It's not always proven to work particularly well, but those are the 2 things that are fired at Southgate, given those 2 huge games that England fans really felt let down by his lack of ability to make any changes. Of course, the Euros final and the World Cup semi. So the take is England will never win a trophy under Gareth Southgate because he is wasting all the exciting attacking talent for a conservative defensive approach. Matt Jarvis, you first of all. Happy as Gary or Gates of Hell?
Go on.
Do I have time to explain?
Yeah,
of course.
I think this is why he's a fantastic international tournament manager. I think the way that you set up and the way that you play in a tournament is very different to club football. Yes, the criticism is that you have all of these unbelievable players and just throw them all out and, it'll be 5-0. But it doesn't quite work that in a tournament. So I do believe that we have the players and the attacking players, yes, to win the tournament. You're going to have to say it. I know you're psyching yourself up for it. Yeah, it's a difficult one. So I believe Gates of Hell purely and simply because of international football and the way that the tournament is set out.
Dom?
Totally agree.
Whoa.
Yes.
What do you mean totally agree? That wasn't on the screen, mate. It's Happy as Gary or Gates of Hell.
Oh yeah, okay. Gates of Hell. I totally agree with what Matt said because it hasn't got the reason why we haven't done what we've done in tournaments isn't down to the fact we haven't been attacking. It's down to the fact our players can't take penalties. we beat Italy in a penalty shootout and Harry Kane scores against France. We go on to beat France. We go on to beat Morocco in the semi-finals. We go on to beat Argentina in the final. So yeah, agree with Matt. Totally, Gates of Hell.
SunSport's understanding this week is that Gareth Southgate is open to staying on. Big back page story, of course, that he's now the favourite to be instilled as Manchester United manager if Erik ten Hag gets the sack. As I say, the SunSport understanding is that Southgate, as far as England goes, if he has a good Euros, which I think is anything less than a final would probably be constituted as a bad tournament, and if he has a good Euros and the mood among the country and at the FA is for him to stay, that he would like to extend. However, if Manchester United do come knocking, such a big club, a big opportunity, you would have to consider it.
Right, you mentioned Harry Kane. We're moving on to the second one, his captaincy. a lot of people talk about him and this trophy curse. He's never won a major trophy. You look at him going to Bayern Munich, it looked like a shoo-in that he was going to win the Bundesliga title there. Obviously, that seems to be falling flat as well. Obviously, with Tottenham, missed out on a Champions League trophy on international level, missed out on a Euros trophy and coming short in the World Cup as well. It just feels like it's quite, some people say it's a bit uninspiring to have a leader that has not won a trophy. So the take is England need a captain who has actually won a trophy, domestic or European, or they will never be inspired to win one themselves. Happy as Gary or Gates of Hell? Go to you first, Matt.
Gates of Hell. I think Harry Kane is the best striker. He's England's all-time top striker. He's a leader. He does it on the pitch. It doesn't matter what people say about, or if they say he's different. He's instrumental in the way that we play. He scores really important goals. He's a leader in that changing room, and I think the players look up to him, even if he hasn't won a trophy, which I am genuinely gutted that he's gone there and it doesn't look like he's going to win.
Just quickly then, Matt, in your career, just give us a flavour of the sort of captains you liked playing for. I know you played under Kevin Nolan at West Ham, who had quite a unique approach to leadership, I think it's fair to say. But anyone who's played on him often speaks really highly of the sort of camaraderie and the team spirit that he built under Allardyce for most of his career. But give us an example of what sort of captains you liked playing for.
Yeah, absolutely. Kev was one of them guys that, if it was nothing, it didn't concern him as such. It was a player, he had something going on and want some help. Kev would be like, yeah, fine, I'll do it. And he'll go and have a row with Sam. He'll go and have a row with whoever it was. Not for him, it would be for the player. And that's the sort of thing that you need. And he would have gone to town as well.
Gates of Hell, happy as Gary?
Happy as Gary.
Happy as Gary, God.
I've never been for Harry Kane to be England captain. I mean, I'm quite against, in general, strikers being captains. I feel like when it happened, when he got made captain, I thought at the time Henderson was a better option to be England captain. Plays week in, week out. He's captains Liverpool. We've seen what he's done as captain of Liverpool. You can argue he's been a better captain for Liverpool than Steven Gerrard was, if you look at what he's won. And I think if you're looking at the team now, I'm looking at someone like Declan Rice. If you're looking at more experienced players, even someone like Jordan Pickford. I love Harry Kane, he's all-time top goal scorer. I just don't think he's captain material, so.
Gareth, Southgate has revealed recently that Ben White made himself unavailable for England's selection. White, of course, left the camp in the Qatar World Cup amid rumours of a bust-up with Southgate's assistant, Steve Holland, which are being denied by Southgate and the England camp. But he's playing the best football of his career, undoubtedly, at Arsenal. Although England do have strength in depth in that right-back / defensive positions, White is versatile, and you feel he would be an excellent addition to the squad, and certainly based on the way he's playing, would be an absolute shoo-in for the squad, if not the starting 11. Here is what Harry Redknapp had to say about the issue on TalkSport, and it's fair to say he was not happy.
I think somebody said that Gareth said the door's still open, did he? Or not?
He doesn't want anything kind of thrown at him.
The door should be slammed right in his mush. Honestly, I don't... no time at all. He don't want to play for his country. Goes to the World Cup, comes home because he's not in the team or whatever. I'm sorry, you've had your opportunity. You don't want to play for England. Go and tell the Bobby Moores of this world who got 100 odd caps, the Shiltons, the Beckhams, the Rooneys, them people. Go and tell the Billy Bonds of this world didn't get a cap and should have done, and all them great players. They don't want to play for their country. I think it's disgusting.
So, Harry Redknapp not happy there, gentlemen. So the take is Ben White has let the nation down by making himself unavailable for England duty, and he should never be picked for the Three Lions again. Happy as Gary, Matt, or Gates of Hell? And yes, you do have to say one of the titles again. You've got a chance to give yourself the nuance.
I think no one knows the situation, what's gone on, so it's really difficult to actually comment on that situation and why he's decided that he's not wanting to be called up. But for me, it's every person's dream, I think, to play for your country. If I got asked to go, I was going to cancel my wedding. Genuinely. Yeah. The next camp was, I can't remember what camp it was, but the dates were when I was getting married, and I sort of said to my wife-to-be, I was like, if I'm called up, I'm going. That was it. So I would have done anything to play. So, but for me, I'm happy as Gary.
Bit louder.
Yeah, you would imagine though, wouldn't you? Like you say, I mean, the suggestions that Ben White doesn't actually like football, I think that's probably been sort of taken a little bit out of context.
Yeah, like one of his teammates at Arsenal was like, this is a massive misconception. Like he absolutely works tooth and nail for the players. It's just when he goes home, he's able to shut off from football a bit, which I actually think is a really normal thing to do. I don't know why he's a little bit more maybe celebrated for that.
Yeah, but you would think that regardless of what's true, for someone to reject an England call-up, particularly when he's playing so well for Arsenal, you would think it would have to be something fairly significant to make someone take a stand. And, as we just heard from Harry Redknapp there, Ben White would have known, turning down the call, that a lot of flack was coming his way. So you would think that there was something reasonably significant that would make him do that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, it's not just I'm not going to...
I don't fancy it, I'm busy.
I think he's actually thought about this, and there's been a lot of communication with a lot of different people to actually make this decision. So I can't imagine it was an easy one. Like, as you said, he's been outstanding, and he would be a shoo-in to be in the squad.
I think Southgate was sort of asked in his press conference, is it going to look like Ben White's never going to play for England while you're in charge? And he kind of gave a strange answer. It was sort of like, I hope that's not the case. It wasn't kind of like...
which sounds like, yeah, probably. Yeah.
So
he's left the door open.
It's a strange one, isn't it, Dom? What's your sort of feeling? Would you rather a happy Southgate and coaching staff or a happy Ben White?
My opinion on it is you don't give up on your country, let your country give up on you.
Right, gents, so that was 2-1 to Gates of Hell, and I really enjoyed you saying happy as Gary.
And before we go, we've designed a fun little challenge to establish exactly which team's fans are the best in the land, and you're both England fans, so that counts as well. So, Matt, it's up to you. Are you ready for the pressure test?
Not quite.
Not off to a good start.
You cannot put pressure on me, no chance.
Right, gentlemen, in front of you is a bag of deflated size 3 footballs, a football pump, which Matt has already plugged into the ball. I've got a stopwatch and a whistle. You'll get 45 seconds, in which time you must pump up as many balls as you can. You get 5 points for each inflated one, and also give as many correct answers to the question Izzy will ask you when the time starts. You add all those together, 1 point for every correct answer. You get a total score, and you get up there on the leaderboard. I would use ex-West Ham striker Tony Cottee as the marker, Matt, and then you could be the best performing former Hammer on the leaderboard. Do you understand, and are you ready?
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to get up and get ready.
Oh, huge.
Ooh.
Right.
Right, name as many England one-cap wonders.
Me?
Yeah.
Correct.
Dom, you can go as well.
Yeah, come on.
David Nugent?
Yes.
That ball's done.
Go for the ball, I reckon.
18 seconds gone. Come on, Matt. Less than halfway.
Come on.
There we go. He's
Nice.
put the needle in properly. Huge development.
Right, I'd try get 3 balls.
Yeah, I would. Right, you played with some of these. One of them still playing for Bournemouth. Who else? Bolton.
One of them...
Big old striker, Kevin
Davis.
Yes, correct. 4 seconds to go.
Nice.
Come on.
Excellent effort, Matt Jarvis. I must admit, I thought that was the most difficult question we've had.
We did have an easier question, but he actually made it harder. Blame yourself.
Yeah, excellent effort, Matt Jarvis. Dom, ball boy, how many fully pumped up balls have we got there?
2.
2 fully pumped up balls.
No, 3.
Yeah, 3. We have 3 there, so 15 points for balls pumped up. My quick maths tells me that you got 2 correct answers.
3.
3 correct answers.
Woo.
Yourself, Nugent and Kevin Davis with a couple of clues in there, but we won't talk about that. That gives you, Matt Jarvis, a grand total of 18 points! Absolutely superb stuff.
That was it for that episode. It's been great. Thank you so much, Matt Jarvis and the wonderful Dom Betts.
And thank you to you guys for tuning in. Don't forget you can listen to this week's episode as a podcast, so make sure to follow the Tap In on all your major platforms, subscribe to SunSport's YouTube channel, get stuck in the comments, check out the previous 9 episodes, and we'll see you after the international break.
See ya.
Woohoo! Good Tap In!